spooky shit. That real, that's right. That GMSONIC shit. Hey yo, Mr. Clean. Shout out to Dracula Presley, Corvin, Johnny Slash on the beat. Hey yo. Yo, it's the GMSONIC show. Phantom opera flow, permissionless, immutable, unstoppable, spectacular. Gather with Corville and Dracula. Abracadabra, flip shit like a spatula. Few Andre Stan, the master of memes. DeFi king, half man, half virtual machine. No other team can match the collective expertise. No other chain can achieve the supersonic speeds. Home with the most creative tech. What's your favorite decks? Spooky swap, equalizer baits over next. And when I place my bet, I never break a sweat. Worship the open source code like sacred text. Rest assured, battle tested and ready for war. I check the bribes, cast the vote and collect the rewards. Knock at the door, trick or treat. Move like a zombie, but usually I stay cooler than Fonzie. I get surgical with this, call me Dr. Doom. Break the sound barrier, hit you with a sonic boom. We got it wrapped like a mummy in a tomb. It's about time we address the elephant in the room. It's called Sonic. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. GMSONIC. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. Yo, since the Genesis block, consensus didn't stop. Innovating since day one and never missed the plot. I'm just a humble yield farmer, tending these crops like a routine. See you at the next epoch. Ayo, the DeFi Renaissance, yeah, we were part of that. Your favorite dap, Fantom is where it started at. Go to Paint Swap and cop an ancient artifact. Let's run it back so we can 20x the market cap. FTM's the pre-sale, S is the ticker. It's best to zoom out so you can see the bigger picture. Brand new tech, brand new insignia. No trivia, we stacking more chips than Nvidia. Graduated from Halloween to a sonic theme. The dead chain resurrected, make you wanna scream. Due diligence, follow the new primitives. Controlled by the citizens, built to move billions. Your mass adoption, that's the only option. We ain't stopping till we locked in the top 10. Who got the best community? Who got the most promise? Who got the most pumponomics? Fantom and now Sonic. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. GMSONIC. Yo, what's the new hot topic? GMSONIC. Straight up alpha, you can get it if you watch it. Yeah, come on. Yo, this that spooky shit. That real, that's right. That GMSONIC shit. Hey yo, Mr. Clean. Shout out to Dracula Presley, Corvin, Johnny Slash on the beat. Hey yo. Yo, it's the GMSONIC show. Phantom opera flow, permissionless, immutable, unstoppable, spectacular. Gather with Corville and Dracula. Abracadabra, flip shit like a spatula. Few Andre Stan, the master of memes. DeFi king, half man.
A lot of people with autism have a special interest where you're really into something. My special interest is Dracula, and if you have a special interest, I'd love to hear what it is. Please share it in the comments.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, 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 Big Connect! Whoa, 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 what's up? No, no, no. Be Connect! Wow! Be Connect! Be Connect!
Come on! What's his name? I can't hear. What's his name? Hosanna! Forever! We love you! Hosanna! We praise you! Hosanna! You're worthy! Hosanna! You're worthy! Hosanna! We love you! We love you! We love you!
Hey, hey.
What's up, Beat Connect?
Hey, hey, hey.
How you doing, Dracula? Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, GM. Excited to have our got a little bit of a facelift here going into Sonic proper. Feels good.
Yeah, we're switching up the aesthetic on y'all. Hope you'll like it. Don't care if you don't. We're here, dude.
Yeah, shout out to a friend of the show, Funeral, for cooking up all this new stuff for us. So
Thank you, Futural.
Yeah, we're another day closer to Sonic.
Yeah, whenever that might be.
We know it's this week.
Sometime this week. Let's see. Where did I have the my launch date estimates here? So Fallout Zone and Z29X, they're the ones that are the closest. Oh, the Toaster. Oh, let me tell you when the Toaster. It's going to be tomorrow.
It has to be.
You have to be here tomorrow. Be sure to log in tomorrow and be here, and then at me at Mason Corval when it's live.
Wake Mason Corval up when Fantom ends. How about that?
Yeah, that's real. That's what I really believe in my heart.
Yeah. Also, great timing. I don't know if that's on the mic. It sounds like somebody is like cutting down a tree behind my house or something.
I can't hear a thing, man.
All right. That worked.
Disco Chuck's right. It is already live, and he's in there, bro.
That is true. It is live. We're just waiting for them to open the floodgates, right? We're waiting for them to open the bridge. So
yeah, we're waiting for Andre to come out with that big old pair of scissors and cut the beautiful red ribbon that begins the race, the Sonic race.
Yeah, exactly. So the good news is that we really have had like this crazy run up. Exactly kind of what we were hoping for on going into Sonic.
Yeah.
Price has been parabolic still.
I mean, look, I got a complaint here, actually. All right. Maybe I should be happy. $1.34. I don't know. But a lot of people were telling me Fantom be hitting $15. So I'm a little peeved, if I say so myself.
What happened to the Moon Boys? Like, listen, back in my day, a Moon Boy would say $7 Fantom. We got these guys out here saying, like, you have these guys making YouTube videos that are like, I think it's probably reasonable that Sonic hits $15 by the end of the year.
Oh yeah,
$30.
Yeah, they'll be like Sonic with the market cap of Solana, which we should obviously be expected to hit pre-Sonic launch. So Sonic should be worth $35 a token.
Which, hey, I mean, let's pray for that. I mean, I'm sure that would be lovely. But
I think if you make a Moon Boy post, you should post your entry, bro.
Yeah.
I think
You know what?
that's my opinion.
Be a man. My entry's so low that I have to scroll down to find it.
I can't believe this shit. I can't believe the rich get richer. Dracula, and look, we're not a trading show. We don't give financial advice or anything. But if you had bought when Dracula told you, at least that one time he told you to buy, I can't
That
speak
one
for any of
time.
the other times.
I think it was because we were doing something live and I said it there because I did it while we were streaming or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I
thought I had you. I thought I was like, oh, it's gonna go lower. Dracula's look like such a fool. And
yeah, you know, I
stopped.
I didn't call the absolute bottom. Don't get me wrong, but not bad.
Yeah. Look, if anything, if you ever have any problems, you know, I'm sure Binance will hire you up for this. You know what I mean? I'll be running the books.
Yeah.
So the Tessero, what is arcade points? Well, you get points for participating in the arcade. GMSONIC arcade? The Sonic arcade?
Yeah,
I don't have
Sonic
any.
arcade. Yeah, they had this arcade. I think it's still open. Where you play games daily. If you go to the Sonic Labs website, you can get to it from there. But yeah, some kind of points for daily activity on there. I don't know if that's carrying on the mainnet or not.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably find out. But
I don't think the points will be. I think it's going to go live, isn't it?
yeah, maybe. So yeah, maybe you're just gambling at that point. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it is an arcade.
Yeah. So yeah, Phantom's looking really good. Can't really complain. I didn't see this coming. I mean,
Well, I'll say this: the Rainbow Road looks like it's run out a little bit here, dude. It's gonna be a little nervous.
Yeah, I think we're we ripped, but I think we're starting to settle a little bit. We'll see what happens. Was able to draw a couple new meme lines based off some of the recent action. So I'm guessing, what we're looking at here is based on the way Alpha Trend works. Theoretically, it's going to come back here to the red line at some point once it starts chilling out. So I think that, if we hold here, support, that's a great sign. I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back down, maybe $1.20 something. But we're also going into Sonic, so it's kind of hard to tell. I don't think we're dealing with a normal week's PA, right? We're not dealing with normal price action right now. We're gonna have to see what happens. But I think the saying stuck. The Fantom is the pre-sale for Sonic. It kind of held. People just keep getting in the closer we get.
So me, I'm a bit of a pessimist. I like to look on. I like to be a little negative here, because I'm traumatized, dude. So one, I want to point out how freaking epic win sauce it is that from December we've pretty much just run up 100%, since November.
Oh yeah,
run up 100%, and have just kept going. That's bull market crap, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
My thing is this going to end up being one of those? I guess we're only going to find out through experience, but I'm worried that, once Sonic launches, are we going to lose some momentum here? We've talked a lot about it on the show, how they've kind of done everything they can to maintain momentum, getting lots of apps on board and the like. But what do you think, Dracula?
Yeah, I think it makes sense that, it's going to be a brand new network, new token, new chart. I imagine that I think we keep going from here, honestly.
Okay.
That's not to say don't rule out any good old fashioned, Phantom volatility. I think that we've had such a violent move up. We're probably due a little bit of a correction. Maybe we keep kind of ripping until we get, officially live on Sonic, but yeah, expect volatility both ways, but I think we stay above $1, man. I think we're in right now.
You think we're gonna lock it in? We're gonna lock it in once Sonic is fully available to the public. Roosh commented something. Roosh, you ever heard of this guy, Roosh?
Yeah,
I don't know. He was telling me. He said in the comments. He said, airdrop isn't bullish for current holders. And I was like, mathematically speaking, correct, because it's more supply. But I don't know if I agree. I think an airdrop could be quite bullish if it encourages further activity. What do you think, Dracula?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I guess in some ways, it's like a double-edged sword where you're like, yeah, I get it if you're already a giant holder, and Fantom is basically, it's migrating 1-to-1 to S. So for all intents and purposes, if you're a big Fantom holder, you're now a big Sonic holder. So I understand the rhetoric in terms of like, well, it's bad for price or bad for, but there's a couple things there. Is I think airdrop campaigns are often not viewed enough as like a marketing cost. Because you're using the airdrop that's like your marketing. You're using the airdrop to get people, on your chain and using your protocols and, bridging funds in. And I think that, yeah, I mean, like, I think in this case, I think for Fantom, it was, you kind of had to do it. As they've said, this is the, redemption story. This is the redemption arc. They're showing people that they have created a secure bridge. They're showing people that, they've taken security like really serious. They've done all these audits. And so that was kind of like step one was like, let people know that Fantom was a great DeFi chain in its prime. It had its hiccups and its issues, and obviously the multi thing and all that. So first and foremost was letting people know like it's going to be safe to come over. But then second, you got to have some of that incentive to bring people. Now, looking at where we are now, there's a lot of hype around the chain. There's so many protocols coming. There's so many projects. At this point, yes, maybe you could have avoided the airdrop, but I get at the time how it made sense, right? Like you're showing them you fixed what the problems were, and now you're saying here's a little crumb to come back here and get your cheese. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's necessary, and the way they're doing it, I think, is actually smart. Like some people are, I had a post like a week or two ago because you already have people in the comments just being like totally nasty about however they're handling the airdrop. And, you get these airdrop farmers, these airdrop hunters, and they're all like so entitled to like their free money. So, you already had people in there being like, you just need to drop the funds. Don't do this delayed release thing. You guys suck, like whatever. And it's crazy because I do think it actually works because people do have access to a certain amount of their funds from the airdrop right away. Then the rest of it, is like kind of like linear, whatever dropped as over the course of like, I think it's 6 or 9 months.
Yeah.
At any time during that, you can still cash out or you can sell your FNFT or whatever. So I think it keeps people interested. It keeps people trading the potential future price action. It keeps people interacting with the chain for a longer time. So all in all, I think it's a good program.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I actually forgot about that. I forgot about how it's like essentially a vested airdrop, which I'm excited to see. And as we've seen, Hyperliquid, incredibly different circumstance, but sometimes a airdrop can work well. It's not all going to be poopy. Okay, it's not going to be poopy on the charts. I want to. Tessero had another question here. The testnet is closed. It does not look like it's closed to me. The Sonic testnet, I believe, is still open. You can still participate. Add it to your MetaMask. Build something over there. If you're talking about the arcade, yeah, the arcade is closed. Basically, this is it. No more points, bro. Okay, point season is over. Okay, if you're trying to farm
until you get the Sonic, yeah.
If you're trying to get some Sonic for free, it's not going to happen right now. I don't think. I don't think there's any way to get it. I think you have to buy now.
Yeah, it will
basically
be
what it is.
shifting to like all the things that you can do on, Sonic mainnet to get your points and everything.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good program. I think it's a good idea. I don't see how at this rate it's not bullish. We discussed this on the show that we were saying this so far back that the timeline could be like really bullish based on things like the Bitcoin having price action and everything else. And we're right in the middle of it. I mean, look at Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high like 30 minutes ago. Hitting, I think it tapped 108 or something. Look at the Bitcoin chart again. I mean, this timing could not be better. And if you're, last thing to say about the airdrop, I mean, the timing couldn't be better with the market. I still think we're in the very early stages of a bull market, but the airdrop meta, right? It was kind of losing steam. And you brought up Hyperliquid. The meta was, there was some really good airdrops and some really good programs and people made a bunch of money. And then somewhere around Blast, I guess it was like summer, early fall, you had like 3 or 4 duds in a row and everybody was pissed off. And, Layer Zero, I think at the time was kind of like supposed to be like the equivalent of what Hyperliquid ended up being. People thought they were going to like retire on it. You had like these 3 or 4 kind of like big letdown duds. And it seemed kind of like, all right, maybe the airdrop meta is kind of like coming to a close. But, hey, then it's like just boom, Hyperliquid comes back. Pudgy Penguins token dropped this morning. NFT holders made like 6 figs on that. So I'd say the meta's still here. The market's here. I don't know what else I don't think we could ask for more right now with
I used to hate on the points thing. I used to hate it so much, but Hyperliquid made me eat crow, bro. Because, and again, it's like a very different circumstance, but I think it is kind of proving that airdrops aren't necessarily the worst thing. There's like, you have to have a product that people actually use and want to continue using, I think is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Or like a sticky community, essentially, right? Like you got Hyper, so people use Hyperliquid all the time, so they're much more likely to hold the token. And I'm sure the jurisdiction restriction did a lot too. Maybe not, because I guess Eigenlayer did the same thing, but they also structured it very well. I think so. It's like there's the execution, and then you got to have like the environment for it to succeed. And I think the Sonic team has done a good job of trying to create that environment. It's a little bit different than Hyperliquid, but I'm sure
I think what you said there though, what really hopped out is the sticky community part, because that was where you had some of these duds were, like I said, you have to view an airdrop like a marketing cost. So especially some of these L2s, that's like all they had besides being another L2 was an airdrop campaign. And then people come in and farm and, leave it like you just dropped, some meat like in a pool, like some piranhas or something. Everybody gets the money, gets out. The chain is practically dead, but
leave a carcass.
The VCs got their cash out. Everybody got their laundering money in and out. And the chain is effectively something no one cares about. Like Fantom is the opposite, where like that. I liked that phrase, like the sticky, sticky liquidity, sticky community. They already have the community built in. So that alone is like a huge, that's a huge plus that, Sonic has like, going for them going into this.
I've thought a lot about airdrops from an implementation perspective, because I work with a couple projects that do airdrops. If you work in crypto, you've worked with a project that does an airdrop, and it's a stressful thing. We might be beating this point to death here, but I think it's important. There's a couple reasons you would do an airdrop. There's a lot of reasons why you might do an airdrop. Traditionally, we got to decentralize the supply, bro. No one really cares that much about. I mean, it still kind of serves that purpose, but there's a lot of ways to decentralize the supply. Another reason is, and this is why I think a lot of them failed, is because it was like, and look, this is some fighting words, but it's VP vaporware, or VC vaporware is a lot of it, where it's like, you just want to fluff the numbers. So you get a bunch of people in doing a bunch of, essentially you're paying them to wash trade essentially. And then you get, nice metrics so you can raise more, and then you're out, airdrop or whatever, 50 cents to everybody, and then you're good. So the sticky community is an important part, because if the way that, the most successful way to ensure positive price action is you're just you use it like an actual points program. Like, you've supported us, this product that's growing, we're going to continue to grow. You were going to use this anyway. So this is just for being an early user. And that's what we got here with Sonic, dude. That's why we got the airdrop for just using the network for such a long time. For OGs too, it wasn't just incentivizing that new blood.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, really good points. Like I said, it's why I think that it'll be different scenario. But all in all, man, it's like, I mean, could be tomorrow. Hopefully we come here Friday and we've already been playing on Sonic for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of like something else, just kind of like housekeeping that I loved. I was excited to see. I told you guys earlier in the week that I couldn't confirm, but that I was pretty sure. I had a feeling that they were shelling out the bucks to get that official EtherScan Explorer, and it looks like they did. So SONICSCAN.org is live. That is going to be your Explorer on Sonic. I'm pretty excited for that. Having, talking about other launches, I have been involved with like other chains and other projects where there's not a lot of like emphasis put into the Explorer, and it's a total nightmare. It's something that like you don't really think about necessarily until you have to deal with like a bad situation.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare, dude. It's a complete and total nightmare. I'll say this. I think from a marketing, all right, so I think it's really great for new users coming on too, because if you have for me, my first user experience on Solana, I went over there, a transaction was taking a little longer than I expected. So I wanted to see what was going on. And I was freaking out because I couldn't find anything. So I was like, I don't know, did I send to the wrong address? What happened? It was impossible for me to find. So I think it kind of does help in keeping that kind of stickiness too, right? Like if I can actually, maybe not as many people use the Explorer as they used to, but it's still an important feature.
I mean, I got to say, like, if you're looking at like last run, especially with like some of the original Alt L1s, that it was also like a similar situation where some of them had like literally like no real Explorers at first, or if they did, it was like a really bad block scout thing or whatever. And I got to say, I mean, Avalanche, who, I reference Avalanche a lot because I just feel like, they're kind of in similar places as Fantom or whatever. Like out the jump, they had like this really nice, slick Explorer that was like always right on it. And I don't know. I feel like that influenced me a little bit. I mean, like it was like, oh, it's easy to use. From a dev perspective, I was always able to like test stuff easy, So, so yeah, maybe like I said, it might be not a super sexy talking point, but I was actually excited to see that they did go ahead and like roll with like the straight up EtherScan Explorer. So
yeah, it's these small things that really build up to making it a successful launch. It's a big undertaking, right? It's a huge project because you got to serve so many different kinds of people. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is this here?
So this was just like another little tidbit that DeFi Llama and Sonic are basically already integrated, which you love to see. DeFi Llama, just a tool that you got to have, especially like if you're, trying to do DeFi stuff. So everything's just like hitting like exactly how it's like supposed to go. The partnerships, everything's just like dropping right on schedule. So yeah, we got to be imminent, right? I mean,
oh yeah, dude, it's got to be like, my honest guess now would probably be like Friday.
I hope it's not Friday while we're streaming. That would be
it's be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like while we're streaming, and we're just gonna have to like scramble to like move funds and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna cancel everything. We're gonna have to cancel the entire show. We got to do business. I'll just do my transactions live on air. I don't care.
Yeah, we should just do that. We'll just like not talk to each other and just like sit there and like move.
This Friday will be a co-working space.
Co-working space. Yeah, feel free to join us. We can all just like sit here and bridge and
run each other. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Speaking of people rugging each other and getting mad, right?
Oh yeah. Let's get into it.
There's been a lot of fighting on the timeline. I guess about the equalizer migration.
I didn't just say it, did I? Oh, I did. My bad.
And yeah, basically, equalizer had a window, and we're gonna see a lot of this. So I mean, I tell buckle up, everybody, or please check your tokens and your projects and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But equalizer had like a window set up to migrate, which some of the meme tokens have done this as well. If they were doing more of like a lock and drop kind of deal where it was like lock your tokens and then we'll drop them on Sonic. So, people will have to set deadlines for that stuff. And equalizer, they had a window to migrate, and a bunch of people, as expected. I mean, no matter what you do, it's going to happen. A bunch of people missed it. So it's been absolute chaos on the timeline. I'm seeing people just fighting all day. Don't even go into, Discord or Telegram, just on the X timeline. Oh yeah, and Disco Chuck saying Sonic is live on Dune. I know you're the Dune master, and I did see that. I should have mentioned that. So that's also big.
Disco Chuck is Muad'Dib, dude. He's the master of Dune.
Yeah. Yeah. So but yeah, so a lot of fighting on the timeline. So I think I said on last show, I said, hey, here's a little public service announcement. If you haven't seen it, get that equal migrated. So a lot of fighting, a lot of people upset. Some people didn't migrate on time. So this is Equalizer saying they are working on a solution for participants who missed the migration window.
Yeah, which I think is pretty huge. Again, migrations, like you said this last time, they're not fun for anybody. Yeah. When you're running a project, some people are going to get burned, but you got to do it. Mm-hmm. So for me, I was in the airport and I dragged my feet, I completely take own it. It's my responsibility. I didn't migrate. So I was in the airport.
I'm imagining you like scrambling to do this.
I literally was. I was like trying to this Wi-Fi is so fucking slow. But in my opinion, you kind of, you had to know, dude. I mean, if you're locked in, if you're monitoring your purchases, your investments as you should be, you should have known, especially if you had a sizable position in Equalizer, right? You shouldn't have size in anything if you don't know what the hell's happening in it. But
I see both sides of the coin. Yeah. I mean, I said this like in a group chat where, we were discussing it, and it was like, yeah, like on one side, I agree that, you got investments and you should be keeping up with them, whether that's just, X or whatever. Mm-hmm. They had been talking about it for a while. So I see that coin, and then I also see the other side, which is like, if you're watching this stream right now, if you're in a Telegram group chat, if you're in a Discord, you're probably honestly more of like the top 5% of crypto users, right? Mm-hmm. Not everybody is terminally online. Not, a lot of people, I mean, that's kind of why sometimes they call it farming. A lot of people just mm-hmm. set it and forget it, come mm-hmm. check on it whenever. Not a bear says, both sides make sense. Bridge could stay open format, but why not pay attention to your money? Yeah, and like I said, I agree. I'm kind of with you on that in terms of I see both sides of the argument. So this is good though. I mean, hey, if you didn't migrate, they're trying to figure something out. It's like you said, Corval. there's nothing fun about migration. There's nothing great, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a fun, bullish thing. Like you said, you know, there's always going to be some people that get burnt no matter what. I mean, like, for instance, what Fantom's doing, right? For goggles, like kind of trying to go more that route where like you can go back and forth for a while and then it'll switch to one way. And then, yeah, maybe down the road, like a few months, 2-3 months, we'll like make sure it's communicated that, you know, we're closing the bridge, whatever, because like, you can't worry about it forever. But guaranteed, even with Fantom closing that window in 3 months, 90 days, 100 days, whatever, there is still going to be a guy that shows up the day after it's closed and says, I had 100,000 Phantom. And I'm, you know what I mean? I'm boned. I can't, like, you guys have ruined my life and you guys are ruggers and criminals. And so, yeah, you know, it's like I said, there's nothing great about it. Trust me. I wish that I could just drop, you know, it would be so nice to just drop your project on Sonic. And I envy the guys that, you know, get to just launch on Sonic and not deal with this shit.
Yeah, we were talking about that before. You know, all these projects coming to Sonic, just waiting for Sonic to launch before they do anything. Makes perfect sense because it's such a pain in the ass. You spend so much community goodwill with a migration, no matter how well you do it. You know, it's like a balancing, like a business decision too, right? Where it's like, you know, because there's all kinds of risks by keeping that migration window open in terms of like you're splitting the supply up. Yeah, you're, you know, it's just two things to manage. Like, why do I? And I'm trying to launch something else new. Like, it's just splitting my focus unnecessarily. So until we figure out a way to like, well, I mean, this already exists, but you know, the only solution I could ever think of for this is like if we had, because I think like the real world example, right, would be you get like a letter from your bank being like, you need to do this by this date or else, you know, and that's or like, you know, if you're like closing out a bank account or whatever, they send you like the cashier's check. That's impossible in crypto. We can't do that. But until like there's like the wallet messaging service becomes like standard enough where you can like, and trustworthy enough where you're not just getting spammed a bunch, I can't see any other solution other than like Equalizer did. Blog every other day, a post every other day saying you need to do this by this time. So
yeah, and I'm sure they were anticipating it because, like I said, I mean, it just doesn't matter when you do it. I mean, you know, I guarantee, like I said, after being open for 3 months and posting about it weekly or daily or whatever, there's still going to be the guy that on day 91 is like, I am financially ruined. You know, I'm never going to recover from this. So I don't know. Wanted to talk about it though. I mean, you know, it's like, I feel for people that missed some of these windows. Should you have been checking? Yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe a little empathy for the people that are like, I missed the window and I'm screwed or whatever.
I'm gonna do a little call out here for someone who I think missed the window. My good friend Crypto Home. He even big brain genius like Crypto Home misses it too. So I guess, you know, we've all been gotten by something like this. We're just slipped under a radar. But I gotta say, dude, why weren't you watching the show, Home? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why weren't you on GMSONIC, dude? You would have known.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I mean, if you're watching now and you know, I think now's the time. If you're watching now and you don't know what your tokens are doing, please, I give you permission to actually stop watching right now. Go to everybody's X, see what their plans are. I don't know. I like I said,
if it's any amount of value that you care about, you should be doing this. And you shouldn't need me to tell you. You know, like if this is your, you know, my get out the village bag, you know.
Yeah,
exactly. My tuck fund.
Yeah, I was also, we were talking about before the show, speaking of airdrops, that Pudgy Penguins coin launched a couple hours ago. Looks like it's got a little volatility.
Well, that's an entry right there if I've ever seen one.
Kind of looks like an entry.
It really did draw down 95%.
Yeah, I mean, I was like,
wait. There's an other one that has more liquidity. Is this the same token?
Yeah. Here's what happens on Solana is people,
I see.
because the main dexes all have like CL, people like load a bunch of like single-sided liquidity, which you can do in concentrated liquidity, right? You don't have to do like 50-50. So people, it's almost a way to like snipe and other stuff too, you know, because it's like you load this like single-sided thing and, you know, it basically fills your
I see. It feels
like yeah. So yeah, I think like when it launched, it had something crazy. It was like, you know, 30 million in liquidity or something. But yeah, people are starting to like remove all that single-sided stuff. And but yeah, I mean, we got some cool stuff coming right at Sonic. I mean, I'm excited for like excited for Shadow. You know, we did all that stuff with Fate Adventure, like they're about to launch. Like I think it's exciting to know that like we're gonna have all these like fresh charts like all the time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of new charts to play with, to look at. It's gonna revolutionize our show for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of stuff to talk about. So,
but speaking of projects launching on Sonic, next week we're gonna have on Magpie. If you ever heard of them, which I'm sure you have. Well, there's two Magpies. I should clarify. This is not Magpie XYZ. It's regular, just Magpie. So not the Pendle thing. It's a cross.
Yeah, this Magpie, it's like a cross chain kind of X deal, right?
Yeah, I think they use intent-based architecture, but we'll get to the bottom of it next week. We're gonna have them on the show. So
that'll be good. And Friday, I don't know. Let's we'll hang out Friday. We'll I hope we got Sonic to play with.
And if we don't, we're going to be ringing Michael Kong's phone nonstop on air for you, calling his personal phone number.
I like this idea.
Until he answers.
Yeah, we're just going to call him over and over until he
answers.
I'm
gonna do the Bit Boy thing.
Show up at like the gate of his house.
Yeah, just loiter outside.
Man, it's too bad we weren't doing the stream when Bit Boy was down there with looking for SBF and found his little Corolla and like all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Say what you want about the guy. He's a great creator. Oh, in the fight, Ansem and BitBoy, did you watch it? Did we talk about this?
I don't even know if we talked about it, but I didn't watch it. I heard it was a draw, right?
It was a draw, and I don't know what I was expecting. I guess, you know, I learned a very big difference here between, you know, like a professional fighter and a guy who's in crypto. It was a very strange fight. It was not the most exciting fight. They were both very, very tired, very, very fast.
Yeah, I mean, you do get like.
Also, it was kind of like unfair. Ansem is like 2 heads taller than BitBoy.
Yeah, like how does that work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, BitBoy's got to swing up,
I guess,
you know?
I guess because it's not like official fighting, you know what I mean? It's like they can just be like, yeah, sure, whatever. You guys can fight. It doesn't matter like your weight class or your height or.
You guys are both out of shape nerds. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Our representative versus the Sultan of Solana himself.
Look at this. And then people were saying that was you in the middle.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I wish my hair was that curly, but
people were like, how'd they get Corval? They got Corval out there in Dubai, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or people said it was Daniele.
Daniele, I could see, but maybe I also
I think it looks more like Daniele than it does you. So
it's just when you see a swarthy guy with the mustache, you know, we all kind of look alike.
Yeah, man. So yeah, hopefully Friday we got Sonic stuff to talk about. And if not, we'll just do our thing. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna have lots of guests coming, lots of protocols lining up. So should be lots of good stuff here. So yeah, thanks for watching. As always, OX Sonic Talk for the X streams. That's where most of the activity is. If you like YouTube, we do stream on YouTube. Some of you guys are watching there. That's GM_Sonic. And finally, anywhere you get podcasts, you can just listen to us if you don't want to sit here and watch. So
right on.
I think that's all we got for today, though.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
catch you
Thank
guys
you all for
Friday.
joining us. And we'll see you next time on Friday. Adios.